What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Rimworld. My name is Splattercat. Happy to have you here today as we hang out for a little while. Oh, they actually finished all of their tree chopping. Good for them. Well, the next big thing that you really want to get done is we need to start zoning some growing zones. And so there are going to be some growing panes out here. My suggestion would be just a couple of 10 by 10 fields would probably get us by on food for the next little bit until we pick up some more people. We got potato plants. Rice grows the fastest. I think corn grows really slowly. Potatoes are somewhere in the middle. You can also do strawberries. I normally do strawberries and potatoes. It's not a good mixture. We tried putting one on top of the other and the other on top of the first. Regardless of the way you configure it, strawberry and potato just don't seem to go together. We've been working on the science of the whole thing, and believe me, it has been an abject failure. It has not worked out great. And so anyways, I'm going to send them out to get that done. Hopefully that'll be something that they complete without too many problems. Harley has apparently decided that she's sleeping right now. That's right. I will also need to put in some steel beds and things like that. So let's go ahead and put in a couple of beds. My other suggestion would be that let's see here, what else do I have going on for furniture? I don't know. We could probably put in a steel table, like right there. If you wanted to see the stats of the various things, by the way, you can click on this eye right here, and it'll tell you what the comfort is, it'll tell you what the beauty is. Usually the higher the better, and so that tends to be what you're going after. We don't have the stuff for a cloth armchair, so unfortunately that's just going to have to maintain the way that it is. However, given what we currently have, we could probably go, so with the wooden dining chairs, they are 11 beauty and 7 comfort, whereas with the steel chairs, they are 7 beauty and 7 comfort. So it's not always the case. It's not always the case that the beauty and comfort will be better when it's steel. It's just, I tend to think that way because I'm bad at video games, so there it is. I'll probably make these out of wood then. And then what we'll try to do is we'll just put in a couple of those like so. So if they have like a little gathering area, they got a place where they can hang out, they can talk, they can chat, and then they can also get indoors as time goes along, which I think is going to be pretty important. In addition, I would probably say to line up a cooler right here, like right now, and just get it done and over with. Otherwise, we might get hit with a heat wave very early on in the game, and I'm saying when, because some people treat it like an if. It's a when. You're going to get hit with a heat wave eventually, and you're going to need the cooler either way, so you might as well get on top of it now. Why did she... Oh, she busted it out for the cooler. I was going to say, why did she kick the wall out? She's like, oh yeah, just kick the wall down. I got confused for a minute. Hopefully she'll take the bed in just a moment, and that'll make our lives a little bit easier. As far as, let's see here, we can't construct the ship yet. Let me run through and see what else we got going on. I would highly recommend that we get a horseshoe pin. Who doesn't love horseshoes? Horseshoes is the great classic game. Apparently it's derived from some old discus-throwing Grecian game. We used to play horseshoes a lot when I was a kid, though. Horseshoes was a major affair at my house. Horseshoes was popular. So, you could say that I'm pretty good at horseshoes in real life. I'm not good at a lot of things. I don't mean to toot my own horn. But if you want to throw down, literally, at some horseshoes, you can find out. I wouldn't put money on it, though. I wouldn't put money on it. It's one of those, you know how the skills you picked up when you were a little kid tend to be like that much more effective when you're an adult? That's how it is. It's one of those things that like I did it subconsciously as a kid like all the time. Just playing horseshoes. And it ended up being pretty effective. Pretty effective. So she should get to work constructing all of that. We're almost at our first night and we've got beds, which is good. They're not going to like sharing space. As a bit of a warning, it may affect their mood negatively. They don't like to be in the same area. What's on our history thing right here? Meh. Our total wealth, I guess. It's trying to tell me that we're becoming more wealthy. Wealthy in wood. What kind of civilization isn't wealthy in wood? We gotta be wealthy in wood. And we've got boom rats over here. Generally not recommended, although mostly the things that are around are just little critters, so I'm really tripping about it. I do think the couple hours of free time will probably help them out with their moods. Let's take a look at their moods. And yeah, you basically just want to pay attention to their mood. You want to pay attention to their mood. As their moods kind of fly all over the place, just sort of take it slow. I tend to play the game on the second speed, and sometimes I play it on normal speed too. I kind of adapt to the situation. There's no like right answer right there. It's just play whatever you feel comfortable with. This was actually a huge boon right here. This saved us a bunch of time. So Lumi's asleep. That should leave us with Harley. Oh, we've got a bear on our territory. A grizzly bear. A bear who bears forth the grizzles. Yes, a bear covered with more grizzles you may never find. And so she should just feel super awesome right now. Yeah. She's naked? She's not naked. How is she naked? She got clothes on. She's got a jacket on. I mean, it's not my fault you decided to run to the... You got into the skate pod naked. I mean, how you gonna be mad at me for it? In darkness, slept outside, slept on ground, disturbed sleep, feeling terrible. Well, she's definitely gonna need the mood boost. She is gonna need the mood boost, otherwise she ain't gonna make it. Her joy is pretty topped off. I mean, she seems alright to me. These should slowly fall off as time goes along and should get better. Now, the soft threshold, I think that's where she has a chance of breaking. And then at 5, that's like where she do break. That's where she do break. So watch out for that. We need to get power situations up and running. Because we're in such a wood-rich environment, I'm thinking that the best thing we could do is a fuel generator for right now. That's what I'm leaning towards. So we just throw a fuel generator in right there. That should provide us with enough power. Actually, what is the power provided by the fuel generator? Let me see here. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Nope, I'm a Megadeth fan. We can't, I messed up, sorry. 42 work, flammability is 100%. So it's very, very flammable. When that thing goes up, it's going to go up on a Tuesday. It's kind of interesting having I've never had a nocturnal character before that I've actually kept, so this should be an interesting experience for me. New things. We also have a real collection of kind of angry, disagreeable human beings. Just people that don't tend to get along with other people, and so we'll see how that goes too. The other thing that I'd like to do is I'd probably, tomorrow, like to set up some kind of habitat. But first and foremost, let's chop as much wood in the area as we can. She'll get done with the planting and the harvesting first. We're going to chop all this down, and that's for a reason. I want to have lots and lots of wood. We're going to make a kill box over here. Yeah, because I like the building space over here. I've got a little bit more room to work with. We're going to build our kill box over here. We're just going to wall this off so that everything comes around this way. And then from there, life should be pretty good. But we need to chop down all the trees so that I can build some more facilities as well. I would like to make a refrigerated location in which, and see, this should make her happy right here. She has been comfortable recently, so yeah. She got nuzzled. Oh, a cute animal nuzzle. I almost said a cute animal nuzzled me, but the annals don't nuzzle you. They just maintain history as far as I'm concerned. That's like, where does the history go? The annals? What is an annal? Not really sure. The annals of history. I always assumed when I was in high school, because I was immature, that meant the butthole of history. Like it was just keystering all the history so that like the super sneaky history erasing dictators wouldn't find it. And so it shoves the history up its butt. She should be able to get rid of a lot of this now. She is sharing a bedroom and she is naked, but yeah, that'll help out quite a lot. It's probably really difficult to sleep when everybody else is like drilling things, making large amounts of clinking noises. Well, you know, we'll consider that later. Basically, I want to make a stockpile room, a series of stockpile rooms, in fact. And until we finish off with some of these other jobs, it's going to take us a bit to get it done. In addition, to move our power around, we need power conduits. I'm actually going to run these through all of the walls, like so. Because why not? We seem to have a lot of steel, and so it doesn't seem like a bad plan to me. Our sisterhood of steel right now. And so there's our wood fire generator. Someone will have to go, and they will have to fuel that, meaning they got to take that from there, and then they'll put it inside of it. But aside from that, we don't really have anything to power anyways right now, so I'm not going to stress about it too heavily. Oh, she's laying down wire. I was like, what is she doing right now? She's laying down wire. Perfect. Is she getting better at this? Let's take a look at her character. So her construction skills appear to be going up pretty rapidly. It's acceptable. It's definitely acceptable. I'll probably kill off those muffalos. What may happen a little bit later is the muffalos will come down here. and they'll eat our crops when they get hungry, especially if there's like a plague or anything that wipes out all the natural plants on the planet except for our cultivated crops. I have died to muffalos before. So a muffalo herd came in, then there was a plague that killed off like the crops on the map or whatever. Then all the muffalos, the only place on the map they could get food was my fields, and then I had like 7 colonists just sitting there just unloading on them with like machine guns and LMGs as the endless waves of muffalos just came at my crops trying to eat them, and it didn't end well. I ended up losing like half my colonists to muffalo battle. I lost all my food, so I was going to starve afterwards anyways. And I was like, man, what a weird way to die. What a strange way to die. That was one of the few times this game actually made it up to like Dwarf Fortress levels of absurdity for me. Where it's just like, I was just killed by something absolutely, completely, and totally ridiculous. And not like in a I'm mad way, just in a way that, you know what, I'm not even mad about it. It was starvation or getting gored to death by buffaloes. We went with the heroic option of going out gored to death by buffaloes. We have a lot of steel. I'm happy about this. I'm very, very happy about this. Harley is awake right now, but she should just feel terrible. Yeah. Apparently her sleep was disturbed. It should be getting dark soon. Where is the time? 15 hours, so it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon right now. Okay, so Harley isn't supposed to be up right now, but she is. At least she's helping out with the tree chopping, though. How are you doing at mining? Are you getting really, really good at it? Getting okay good at it. Reasonably decent. You know we have a table over there that you can go sit out with your Bob Ross hair, and you can eat your meal over there. You know that, right? That's a thing that I have provided for you as the kind and gentle master that I am. Here, Harley, go fuel that real fast. We need the electricity. And then with the cooler, you can affect the temperature that it uses very, very easily. Not hard. Very, very simple. It actually is set to 20 degrees Celsius. That's pretty good. I mean, that's comfortable temperature to be certain. And so this should provide, looks like 800 watts is what it's providing right now. And what is a watt? I don't know. I need to, hold on. We need to zone our area. So our home zone is not this over here. Home zone, not that. That's not our home zone. And then the other thing that I would probably recommend doing, we have 2 colonists idle. Well, that's good, because that means that I've got other times to work on things. I will probably come up with some kind of battery relay to store the excess electricity. We probably want to set up some kind of solar very, very soon. I mean, technically, with this map, we could more than likely run fuel generators for quite some time if we really felt like it. There's so much wood around that I don't think it would be a terrible gamble. I think it would probably go okay for us. Meanwhile, the other thing we need to build are wooden structures. And so now that we've wiped this out over here, I'll fix that in a minute. Don't worry about it. What I would like to do is kind of smooth out the appearance of this zone by attaching that to the wall right there. We'll cancel that. Stockpiling. This right here is going to be a stockpile, so we need to go to zoning, then we need to go to stockpile, and this is going to be a stockpile area for now. It's going to be specifically for food in a little bit, but we'll make it function as best we can. In the meantime, we also need another small building that's going to be specifically for other things. And then we also need a dumping stockpile, a place where we can just throw all of our refuse. And so I would say the dumping stockpile could probably just go over there somewhere. Although we'll have to move that around. Once I put in the wall on this side, we'll have to move that around slightly. I was kind of hoping that they would not do that. I need them to haul all this stuff first, is what I'm concerned about. So here, we'll just do a rough construction first. I mean, we are working with wood, so chances are the construction is rough anyways. For the first little bit, we actually shouldn't face too much contrition here at the beginning of the game. We should be alright. We've got, basically stockpiling things allows you to see them in the top left-hand corner of the screen so that you can see what resources you have available. It actually is useful so that at a glance you can see what's going on. There's not a whole lot of harvesting to be done. She's cleaning areas that don't need to be cleaned. Like, don't worry about cleaning outdoor areas. I mean, they fight fires in those areas, too. It's true. I don't want fires, so I can't take that off completely. I would like it if Tynan made it so you could split firefighting zones from the home zone. So the home zone is specifically, if you don't know what the home zone system is, so the home zone system is the area that your characters will defend from fires, from attacks, things of that nature. It's basically the area that they clean, they care for, and they consider to be theirs, your territory. Now, because there's some overlap between those activities, I would like them to firefight out here, but I don't want them to clean out here. And it's possible that I might be able to make some kind of custom zone out here. It's very, very possible. There are, like, allowed areas, and there are, like, custom zones and stuff that you can create. Maybe I would be able to do that through that, but I think it would actually be more elegant and simpler just to make cleaning zone, fire zone, home zone. Home zone would be cleaned. Fire zone would be defended from fire. Actually, they just need fire zone, and then they just need the home zone. They don't even need the third one, so there it is. And, you know, I don't make video games, so I might be talking out of my ass right now. I might have no idea what I'm talking about. I know how much I hate it when people tell me my business, so maybe I'm not onto something right now, but it was worth a shot. A little bit more steel up there, and in general, I would recommend that we try to have that. I would like to put in a light in this room, which I believe is in furniture. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to cancel that one. We'll go corners with it. This should be able... Where does it say its power production? Oh, 1,000. So actually, we might not be able to have the lamps because this is using up 980 of the 1,000. So chances are... Oh, she's playing horseshoes. Good. Get some of that joy back. Make yourself feel better. And see, that's... I always try to give them a little bit of rest time right before they go to sleep. She got a knife. I might try to hunt these muffalos before they get too far out of control. Because they will. They'll come down here and they'll try to take my crops. And then I will be deeply upset. And my life will be ruined. Well, here, eat your meal. And then we'll go ahead and draft you and put you into combat. I don't have a butcher's table. I don't have a lot of these things going on. They cleaned up all of that over there. So now we should be able to finish this off. Be warned, sometimes they like to seal themselves inside the walls, Cask of Amontillado style. It's a pain in the ass. It happens. So just watch your villagers. There's a reason I usually leave one like that when there's like a little cave area on the side. Is because it doesn't have multiple angles of access. They will occasionally seal themselves inside the wall. And it can be a bit of a frustration. There. All better. So that's got a roof over it now. My other suggestion would be that we probably just put in a floor in here. I would say we just smooth the floor. Oh, you can only smooth stone floors. Okay, well then, I would put in wood floors, if given the option. That seems fairly luxurious. It might be a bit too much, but... We have struck compacted steel. Where have we struck compacted steel? That bear has an extra nose hole. That or his right... Either that or he has a left eye that's like a cyber eye and it's glowing and getting ready to... shoot lasers at us or something. You want to put floors into your buildings, it just makes them happier. That's it. It just gives them a passive buff to happiness. Like, they don't like to walk around on, like, dirt nasty floors like out here when they're in, like, their comfort zone. So just keep that in mind. The connected rate... Oh, never mind. The connected rate is how much you have left. I read that wrong. So we still have... I'm sure you already corrected me in the comments. It's fine. You guys are good at it. We've got 680 power left to play around with. Not too bad. My recommendation would be... that storing that power in some meaningful way is probably intelligent. I will more than likely try to run some wire here. I doubt it'll let me run it through a straight stone wall, so yeah, we can't do that. But however, things don't suffer nearly as badly as they used to from being out in the rain. So you can run wire actually underneath the ground, and I assume that it's like insulated or something like that now. There used to be an event where basically your wires would blow up all the time when they were in the rain, and they finally did away with that one, which actually I'm pretty thankful for. I was not a fan of that particular mechanic. We will get some backup electricity inside of our storage area. And then in the meantime, I'd like to make a central work area. So let's take our structures over here. And actually, the way that I'm going to do this is I am just going to put our wall in right there. And then I'm going to have the little gap so that we could put our kill box in over here. I'm going to give us a little bit of space. Don't worry about it. The kill box, basically, there's going to be like it's going to look like this. So there's going to be like a corridor right here. A buffer zone, basically. So that we don't have to worry about explosives or anything else hitting this building right here. And then I'm just showing you what it looks like. I'm not going to finalize this thing. So we'll have that right there. And then the kill box will more than likely look something like that right there. And so basically the point of this right here is I would surround this with sandbags, turrets, and other things that are defensible. And so when enemies come in, they've got to walk through here. You build this wall because it keeps their snipers from getting way out here and sniping your turrets. That's what that wall is for, is to break line of sight. And then they'll come up in here. I mean, you can rig it with explosives. Do whatever you want to do. It'll probably be fine. And then we will go ahead. Actually, I'll put in the 2 retaining walls right now because why not? And then while we're waiting on the retaining walls, I like the retaining wall. I like things that are built into the wall, like recessed into the wall. And so that's what we're going to do. I will more than likely make a house right there. Or some kind of little workshop. We have a visitor. A psychiatric patient from Brothers Community is visiting the colony. He is named Tetsuya Franco. He seems to have a few items to trade. Okay, well it already said he was mentally unstable, so I don't know how I feel about that, but I guess I'll do my best to be hospitable. With an emphasis not on the spitting part of the whole thing. These batteries should slowly fill up. I don't know how you make battery efficiency 100%. I think you've got to create some kind of like stepped progression in them or something like that. That's actually one of the few things that I always tell myself I'm going to try and learn, and then I never do. Taking control of this right here would probably be wise, or at the bare minimum taking control of some function. Actually, I'll probably just finish the wall right there. And then finish the wall right there, maybe? What is that? Jade. Oh, cool. They've got jade available. Oh, there's some metal down there, too. That'd be funsies. Yeah, my suggestion would be once these walls are all done, that we do that. Let me go ahead and set people up to cut some more plants. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Chop wood. I apologize. I have the wrong command on hand right now. Beavers are going to show up in a little bit, in case you're wondering what I'm doing. So on any wooded map, you're going to end up with beavers at some point, and the beavers chew down all the trees, and then you're like, oh my god, I have no wood, but I specifically made my colony on a wood map because I felt like playing with wood, giggity. And so you just end up in a craptastic situation that's fun for nobody. And so the beavers are gonna show. Believe me when I say the beavers are gonna show up. It's just a matter of when. I would also like for these to be hauled away. I don't want those stones to be inside my area any longer. Over here, we will put in wooden floors. We're going to be exploiting the hell out of wooden floors right now. They're not everybody's favorite. Like, they're not flammable. They don't take a lot of work. They got hit points. I don't think they give any inherent happiness bonus or anything like that. Yeah, from the metal tiles, you get the spaceship look. I think from granite tiles and whatnot, you get them too. Yeah, you get a little bit of beauty right there. Essentially, this is just something to get them up and off the floor, which is all that I really care about right now. I don't care about Tetsuya. I'm just going to ignore him for now. Why are you guys up so late at night? Oh, because you're constructing. Gotcha. The other thing that I would recommend is as we get more and more wood, we take this to right here. I'll probably mine out that wall pretty soon. But what are you going to do about it? I want that jade too, so I'm going to be a little bit greedy when it comes to land grabbing. But this should give us more than enough space to expand as time goes along. This is going to force enemies to come through this way with the pathfinding. They shouldn't mess around with these walls too much. And our lives will be a lot easier because of it. My name is Splattercat. We're out of time for right now. This is Rimworld Alpha 13. I will see you all in future episodes. It's been a blast so far, and I hope you'll stop by again. Not the best playthrough, but it is a playthrough. So, you know, people have been begging me for this one. So I figured I'd put it up. Bye, everybody. I'll see you next time.